I had a speech prepared tonight which spoke none of this detail because my experience felt absolutely insignificant compared to that of so many others who are sitting here tonight. It felt raw. But I showed Rabbi Eli Feldman the words I had written, and he very politely told me to start again. He said the words I had written were appropriate and they were beautiful, but that I had a bigger story to tell, that I have shared something with this community that must be retold. Rabbi said to me that bearing witness and recounting that story might be hard and it might be confronting for people sitting here, but it is important, and he is right. Because through the ages, people have denied the pogroms, the massacre of Jews. Indeed, within hours of the attacks on Sunday, there was already that sick denialism, propaganda on social media. Claims that Arsen Ostrovsky, the man that you would have seen in the media with blood down his face, who is sitting here in front of me tonight, and Arsen, you're looking so much better than last time I saw you. They claimed it was part of some sort of theatre, that it was made up. And then they got fact checkers to prove that it was real. The digital hallmarks, the AI that didn't quite align. So yeah, his story was real. But let me tell you, my proof, because I stood there amongst the destruction and the chaos, and I saw Arsen, and he was standing there alone, in shock, looking like a statue, a bloody statue out of a movie. It was real. It was very real. And I went up to Arsen and I took his arm and I led him to brave beachgoers who'd come up from the surf to help and provide assistance. His story is one of many that I witnessed that day. Earlier that evening, I'd been celebrating the first day of Hanukkah just up the road in Dover Heights, and people were laughing and they were dancing, and it was such a joyous occasion. And I was on a stage just like this, about to address the crowd, about to talk about the hope I had after a horror start to the year, a year that had started with our community facing consistent fire bombings almost day after day, and vandalism, helicopters flying over our houses at night while we slept to keep our Jewish neighbours safe. A year where the Jewish community had been doxxed, they'd been abused, they'd been unable to attend university, they had been abandoned by old friends and colleagues in the most heartbreaking way, and people were in fear, and they were accused of overreacting, and no one, very few at least, paid attention when community leaders said, they warned that history tells us that hate speech makes violence possible. How could anyone who is a student of history deny that broken windows lead to violence? Well, let there be no doubt now. Anti-Semitism has now led to the spilling of blood on our nation's most iconic beach, a place that has, for all of us, been a symbol of freedom, of hope, and of the Australian spirit, of our inclusion, of our beautiful diversity. But on that stage, last week, I didn't get a chance to share my words of hope. Instead, while I stood there, I saw the crowd start to run and disperse. I saw CSG security guards start to lock down the event. And I jumped in a Hatzola ambulance with medic Rabbi Mendy Litzman. Mendy is here tonight and he is still working. Raise your hand, Mendy. What a hero. I ended up bundled into Mendy's ambulance. I don't know that he needed an extra passenger, but he was on the phone to his colleague Yankee, who had been shot. And Yankee was in a bad state. And so we raced down here to Bondi, arriving within minutes, and we parked under that bridge while the gunman was still on top. And Mendy grabbed his kit and he raced into the scene without any thought for his own safety, making impossible choices about who to deal with first and who to treat. And I helped a man and his 10-year-old boy who were hiding under that bridge get into our ambulance because I thought they'd be safer there. And then I walked into the scene. And what I saw will haunt me forever. But I saw police running into the scene fast and unhesitating with guns drawn, headed into danger. And I heard, thank you to our police. And the final pop, pop, pop of gunfire. And I tried my best to help. A surf lifesaver told me, grab bandages. I said, what do I do? And he said, plug the holes. And I ended up sitting next to people and holding their hands, putting blankets over people who we couldn't help anymore. And I had people fall into my arms who were grief-stricken because they felt that they hadn't done enough, and we all felt that way. But man, I saw them as heroes, and they were heroes, and there was nothing more any of us could do. So what do we do now? How do we save our community? How do we honour the lives of those 15 people who passed away? It is an impossible task. And how do we say sorry? How do we say sorry for failing our community? How do we comprehend what has happened to our country? Tomorrow in New South Wales Parliament, I will read the names of those who've lost their lives in a condolence motion in Parliament with the Premier, and thank you, Premier, for your compassion this week. We will honour the first responders, the surf lifesavers, the regular citizens who came to help, including the brave Ahmed El-Ahmed, who I visited in hospital, Superman, to the rabbis who are strong and brave and who have carried such a burden for the community this week. We will honour the police, and we will honour all the people who visited Bondi with bunches of flowers and who sent messages. And that outpouring of love has given me hope. It's given me hope that we will mend together. But tonight I'm here with you, our community, with you, steadfast, with our broader Bondi and Eastern Suburbs community, to say that I am in pieces with you, but I will be strong like you are strong, and you inspire me. And together we will find the light together. Thank you.